I'm Michael Amir, and this is Verified. The country is in mourning. Just this past week, about a week ago, we did a story about a mass shooting at a garlic festival that left 3 dead, and a mass shooting in Brooklyn and Bronzeville that left 1 dead. Now here we are, a week later, mourning about 2 more mass killings. One of the mass killings, and these, mind you, were just 13 hours apart. One was in Walmart, people just shopping by themselves with their family. The gunman, Patrick Crusius, who was 21, of course, white nationalist, who was safely arrested, of course, killed 22 people, leaving 24 others injured. The other mass shooting that happened in Dayton, Ohio. Now this left 9 dead and 26 injured. The 9 includes the person who was the gunman, white nationalist, Connor Betts. He was 24 years old. Now, if you've been on social media or following the news, you've seen the horrible stories from survivors or from people telling stories about those who died in these shootings. And they're just heartbreaking. Too much for me to even want to go into them right now. One woman FaceTiming her husband, telling him she got shot in the head and giving her last wishes. This is horrible, and these are from these white nationalists, which it usually are, to be honest, with these random mass shootings. And these 2 shootings are getting the most media attention. You got the president speaking on it, governors, mayors, senators, all different politicians, celebrities, people speaking out. However, we cannot forget about the shootings that are happening that aren't mass shootings, especially the ones in our communities. Now, we just witnessed the most violent weekend in Chicago this year. 7 dead, 52 wounded. Now this doesn't get a lot of media attention. Usually when it's blacks killing blacks, it's business as usual, but this has to come to the awareness of the public. We have to do something about these killings. It was so bad that Mount Sinai, which is a hospital in Chicago, had to issue a bypass. And a bypass is when an ambulance calls in for the hospital. They say, no, go somewhere else. It's just too crowded. They had, at one point, 12 people rush to the ER in one night, and they had to issue a bypass. That's how bad it is, Minister Farrakhan said it best. In our community, we're fighting a war on 2 fronts. On one front, we're fighting the injustice of the American government and its justice system. And on the other end, we're fighting a war amongst ourselves, fighting and killing each other. We have to stop that. We got to confront that. So this can't be ignored. We have to mourn and learn from the loss of the mass shootings, and we have to learn and mourn and do something about the shootings that are happening in our own country. Now, if that's not bad enough, other countries are watching us. Other countries have issued a do not come to America. They're discouraging a lot of people from visiting America. Particularly Uruguay and Venezuela, they issued a statement to their citizens saying, be careful if you come to America because of racism. Amnesty International issued something via social media warning the people of the world, be careful when you travel to America because of racism. Now this is serious. And if this isn't bad enough, just yesterday wasn't a mass shooting, it was a mass stabbing. A man in Southern California went around and stabbed 4 random people. Well, 6. 4 died from these stabbings. Now, police trying to figure out why he did it, they said it was random. One started off as a robbery and then turned into a rampage, driving from Garden Grove to Santa Ana, killing people. Killed 4 people. Now, he was arrested. But this is the America we live in. Now, there's all type of debates going on saying, what is the problem? Is it gun reform? Is it white nationalism? What we do know is there is a major problem. But instead of the Trump administration really focusing and trying to figure out what they can do to stop this, whether it is gun reform or whatever it is, here they are worried about non-violent, lower working class immigrants. Just yesterday, ICE, which is the Immigration and Customs Enforcement, announced that they had the largest single state immigration enforcement operation in our nation's history. Now, they focused on 7 food processing plants and arrested 680 immigrants. Now, for those who are Make America Great Again and stuff, yeah, get them out of our country, but what you don't understand is these people have families. Before we get into that, let's hear what U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of Mississippi, Mike Hertz, had to say about this. Let's play a clip from his press conference just today.
We welcome folks from other countries. They have to follow our laws.
Now, I understand we have laws, but damn, do we have hearts? There's a way you can execute these things. You want to arrest a mass group of immigrants? I understand you may have to do that, but there's a way to do it. They have children. Now, yesterday was the first day of school, and there is footage of children crying because nobody came to pick them up, because their parents were arrested. Now, I want to show an interview of a little girl who was pleading about this. She shouldn't have been interviewed in the first place because she's young, but you know the news. They like to take every opportunity available to exploit something. But listen to this little girl and her plea to the government.
Governments, please put your heart. Let my parents be free with everybody else, please.
Now, luckily, the people of Forest, Mississippi, whether it was strangers and neighbors, they volunteered and they brought food because some students had to spend a night in the gym because no one went to pick them up. Others went with the neighbors and family friends, went home with them. But that could have been done better. That was ridiculous. When asked about this, I.C.E. Acting Director Matt Albence, let me read a quote of what he said. He said, quote, "Each case depends on the individual circumstance. A parent being apprehended happens throughout law enforcement. You go out to any jurisdiction, state, local, or otherwise, and they make an arrest of somebody. And that individual is a parent. That individual is going to jail. And that child's going to be left alone or with a family member." End quote. It's pretty much saying it is what it is. People get arrested every day. What happens to the children? I don't know. It's not our problem. It's their problem. They shouldn't have been immigrants. This is just cold-hearted. This is the government we're dealing with. And instead of focusing on the real problem, which is these mass shootings and these gun laws and guns throughout America, we're over here focused on 680 non-violent immigrants working. They were at work trying to make a living for their family. Well, everyone, this is America. This is the world we're in. And I want to just issue a warning to everyone. You go to a Walmart, something can happen. You can get shot. You go to a festival, a mass shooting can happen. You go to a concert, a mass shooting can happen. You can go to the movies, and as we've seen with Dylan Roof, you could be at church. This is the world we live in. Everyone, please, be security-minded. Be careful. Sometimes there's nothing you can do. The least you can do is understand the world we're living in, understand you have to be mindful, you have to think like that, and above all, just try to be safe. Well, everyone, that's it for the day. Please let me know what you think. If you enjoy this show Verified, go to the App Store right now and get the app, NFA Studios. Download it now. Please leave a comment below, like, share, and tune in every day. Until next time, I'm Michael Amir, and this is Verified.